I'm Stephanie Rierick in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Creative Director of Mutual Aid Networks, and I'm engaged in it because I like to do what I like to do, and I think that everyone should have the opportunity to do what they like to do all the time. All right, Chris?
Yeah, my name's Chris Petit. I'm in Chicago at the moment. Tomorrow I move to Madison, so that's been great and has been a bit crazy today. Glad to be with you all, and the reason I'm involved in mutual aid networks is I really think we need mechanisms to not create artificial scarcity and really celebrate the abundance that we have around us and be able to share in that together.
Thank you. Great. And sorry, I keep not looking at my screen. Julia? Julia might be signed off. She was maybe not going to join us for this chart. Kathy?
Hi, yeah, I'm Kathy Shea. I am just interested in how this works. It's very interesting to me if we can, get paid or, trade with others for our time that we put into things that we don't normally get paid for. So I'm just mainly here to learn as much as I can.
Great. Kurt?
Yeah, Kurt Roskoff. I'm out here in the Milwaukee area, working board member of the Mutual Aid Network, or of Humans. And the thing that got me started with this is interests of activities and things that benefit people with disabilities.
Great, thank you. Teray?
Yeah. Well, I'm here to learn also and to see how it can, mutual aid networks can integrate into what I'm doing with Habom. And
Can you speak up, Teray? It's really hard to hear you.
I think it's my microphone. Is that better?
Yeah.
That's better.
That was way better.
I just said I was interested in finding out more to see if there's a way to integrate mutual aid networks with Habom and global well-being and the things that I'm doing.
Wonderful, thank you. Tim?
Tim Dalton from New Jersey, West Milford Time Bank. I'm on the working board of the Humans, and I've been out here all week for conference and other work like this.
Great. Leander?
Hello. On the other side of the room, speaking really loudly, virtual man groomer, and taking notes on how to improve this session.
Thank you. All right, Chris, you want to take it away?
Sure. So I'm going to be recording this session. I hope that's okay with everyone, just so other people can share in it that aren't able to be here. There's at least one request to do so. So is that all right with everyone?
Okay with me.
Yes, thanks for remembering.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, and Laura's here. Laura, do you want to just introduce yourself quickly?
I'm Laura Garrett, and I've worked a little bit with Humans, with their finance and administration stuff, and now I am working with the Madison Mutual Aid.
Great. Thank you. Okay, now take it away, Chris.
No, he took it. He's gone.
If you're speaking, we aren't hearing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I didn't realize you weren't hearing me. So I was saying, if you were here the first hour, Stephanie went over kind of the mechanisms and the aspects of mutual aid networks, and you might have seen this mutualaidnetwork.org website, which explains in greater detail, and here's a nice little diagram of that. But what I'm going to show you, of course, if you have questions about any of that, we're happy to answer it. But we're mostly going to focus on some tech platform. They're called the Mutual Aid Platform. So you can use that platform. If you join, you can create an account. We have like a sliding scale membership fee. Legally, as a cooperative, it's very helpful to have people pay at least something, and then that legally says you're a member of our co-op.
So can we take a quick pause? I'm sorry, we have another person who just joined us who I really want everybody to meet. some of you were here when he miraculously arrived in Madison. Blair, would you mind just introducing yourself briefly and saying where you're from and what brings you to mutual aid network stuff?
My name is Blair Anderson. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm a community organizer there. Been involved in the movement for 40 years. My connection to the Mutual Aid Network is that I have been working and developing, studying cooperative living, communal living in Detroit for a while, and that facilitated conversations between Stephanie and I over about 4 years.
Great. I'm so happy that you're here in Madison. Okay, thanks. I just wanted people to get a chance, and you'll hear from the other people as we go through this. So go ahead, Chris. Sorry, I won't.
Glad you could join us, Blair. So if you would like to get to the mutual aid platform, you can, from this website, you can go to resources and then mutual aid platform, or you can just go to the link, which is map.mutualaidnetwork.org, and that brings you to this page. This is our exchange platform, exchange and project management and communication platform. So we'll just briefly go through what this is. And of course, if you have questions while I'm going through this, feel free to ask. So this is.
I have a question before you start, which is, would it be helpful if those who have an account, if you're sitting there at your computer anyway, if you logged in, so you could sort of poke around and do stuff?
Yep, you're welcome to do that.
Okay.
So.
And then if you don't have an account and you want one, the easiest way to be sure you get set up with it is through Chris, who's leading this project right now. So I just want to be sure that we keep coming back to people actually getting logged into this so you can use it.
Yeah. So if you click on the join on this page or even the other page, you can fill out your detail information. Then we're asking for a small donation, annual membership fee. And then that'll take you to a PayPal page, and you can make a payment, and then it'll direct you to the login creation page. If for any reason the fee is burdensome and you're not able to contribute a little something to the project, let us know and we can figure something out. So this this is the home page, and here's another join link. We have the marketplace, which the marketplace is where people can share offers. So if they want to make an offer of something that they want to share for time bank hours or mutual credit or physical currency of dollars or euros or pounds, depending on what location you're in, you can do that. So this is where you can also if there's something specifically you're looking for, like a good or a service, you can also ask for that here. So the offers are in blue, the wants are in green, so you can pretty easily tell things apart. You can search. So if you don't quite see it here, you can search, and you can search everything, or you can search the offers or wants individually, and then there's additional filters if you want to search by location or when or how much or what kind of currency. Right here we have euros and pounds and hours, which is time, and mutual credit and dollars. So I'll just click on one of these. So say you need help with web design. I need to log in, so I'll do that.
It's good to see that, though, because sometimes people get stuck when that happens and don't realize that. So I'm glad that you just had that problem. So if you run into something like that,
if you run into an error like this, that you're not allowed to look at something, make sure you're logged in. You can log in by clicking on this little guy here, and it says My Account, and then you put in your login details.
And while he's doing that, when you are logged in, the little guy up there has a sign on it that has your name. See?
Oh, great.
That's how you can tell.
That's helpful.
Yeah, so it says your name. I'm logged in as the admin, so your name will be there. So we go to the marketplace. You can click on one of these and say you need web design services. You can see what category is in any of the other groups. You can see whether it's an offer or want, and then a description of that. And if it has a specific location associated with that, this one doesn't because it's virtual. And then you can, say how much you're willing to give in service and what you're looking for, all here. And then, I can make a reply and say, hey, yeah, I'm really interested in that service. Put a little message in there and say what I'm willing to give in return, and then hit reply, and that sends her an email, and she will be able to see that and either accept it or negotiate a different terms. And basically, you can go through this, where when she responds, I'll get an email, and then I can respond back, and then we get to the point where we've come to an agreement. We then invoice for whatever currency is applicable, and then we pay that. And here it just shows like we did a transaction already, so it's at the paid level for this particular post. So, and then if you want to create a new announcement, so you don't see anything that particularly you want or that you want to offer, you can make a new post by clicking on this little pen icon, and it says create new announcement. We might change that if it's not obvious to people where that is, but for now it looks like a pen icon. And here you can fill in all that information associated with whatever offer or what you're looking for, and you can select what it is here. You can upload a picture, say you have a desk that you want to get rid of. You can take a picture of it and upload it so people can see what it looks like. So a lot of good features here. Then we have the communication menu, and on this you'll find two different sites. We have groups, which is for our mailing list. So here's all our current mailing list right now, and you can join the ones you would like to join just by subscribing and unsubscribing here. And then if you want to talk to a specific group, you can email those associated email addresses, and that information will go to all the people on that mailing list. So right now,
can I get a plug for the work groups?
Sure.
Right now, the beginning of March is when we're really bringing new participants onto the work groups. New people are welcome anytime, but we are just currently doing a big sort of membership and renewed organizing drive. So every work group is meeting twice a month on a regular schedule, and we're open to changing the schedule based on the needs of new participants. But what we're planning for now is ideally you would go and sign up for whatever work groups you're interested in. And I did put in the last email blast sort of a little description of what each one is all about. And the first session for each one in March we'll do at the regular time, but we could shift the times from there, or you could let us know if you're interested in particular work groups and can't make the regular time, because we could start changing the time with that in mind. So that's enough of a plug for now, I think.
So you can sign up for the work groups here. You'll get information, and then also if you go to the calendar, you can see the schedule of those meetings right here. And then if there's a particular one, like if you want to attend the next communication meeting, you can click on it, and it gives you the access instructions and the link to join that virtual meeting. So you can find all the information there. But I'm going to go back to the communication and group menu real quick. So if you click on forums, this is where we have 3 forums right now. One is a general discussion forum. One is a project documentation forum. So people that have projects, and I'll show you the project feature a little later on. But if you have a project and you want to document what's going on with it, you can put information, like here's one about starting savings pools, and you can add information there. And then like for the general discussion, you can ask questions, and people can answer them, and there can be a little bit of a back and forth between people. So that's nice. We also have under we have support, which is another forum, but this is specifically if you have questions about this platform. the mutual aid platform. If you have questions about like if you're getting errors or something you don't understand, you can post the question unknown here, and we'll help you straighten out any technical problems you have with this specific platform. And then let's see, there's a contact us. You can fill out a form here and it'll get to us, or you can email us, support@mutualaidnetwork.org or info@mutualaidnetwork.org, are both great ways to contact us. And then, so this is all the forward-facing stuff, and everything is, we still have a few bugs here and there in the platform. Everything is quite functional, though we have a few bugs that we're still working on, so you might run across them. One of the things is we have the project feature, which right now we don't have a forward-facing view of that, and that's on our list of things to do, so you won't have to go to the back end. But right now, if you want to access the projects, you look at this black bar on the top. Right now, new members have access to this bar. In the future, hopefully we'll have everything on the forward-facing site, so you don't need access to this bar, and you won't need to go into the back end. But right now you do. So we have a messaging feature, so which people can send messages to a platform inbox. So if someone's trading with your marketplace, this is one of the places you can go and see messages. Or if you're part of different groups, not only can you, see, have an email go to your inbox through the email address, like this one has tech@mutualaidnetwork.org. Anything sent to that address will get sent to my inbox since I'm a member of that group, and then it will also show up on this list, so we can send messages to the group just straight from the website without using email if we want, and it'll list a archive of other messages, so that's useful. We also have a calendar feature here. This is an internal meeting calendar, so there's a few more meetings than on the other back-end calendar. So if you're a member, you can see some of the subgroups have meetings every once in a while. Then, so that's most of what's in that menu. So you have access to the messaging menu, you have that access to the project menu. The project menu, this is where all our different pilot sites and groups, and if you would like to also keep track of a project that you're doing, you're welcome to do that. Right now it's organized by pilot sites that we have across the top, and then we have, like, for the main mutual aid network, or which would be human now. I need to change that. We have our different work groups, and we have both operations and governance for each of our work groups. So you'll see that here. That's a sociocratic way to organize things, so we can keep track of the things we're doing. So I'm just going to go into one of these projects, and you can kind of see the layout. And this is also organized by sociocratic principles. James Priest is our expert in sociocracy that's helped us with our organization and learning about sociocracy. So the way we have this organized, and you can either adopt this framework, or you can, if you want to have different stages of your project, you're welcome to do that as well. So we have this backlog, which right now is labeled back burner in this project. So the backlog holds all the tasks that we want to do, and it can be infinite, and we always want to do way more than we have the capacity to do. And that's just kind of human nature. And then we have the second column here, which is labeled beginning. That's kind of our priority column. And so we, as an organization, have made a decision we'll only keep 10 items at a time that are priority items. So everyone knows, like, if someone wants to join a work group and wants to help out, and they want to know what they can do to help out, well, here's our next 10 priorities. So you can just come in here and be like, I can write gear text for price-based mutual credit. That sounds great. I'll help do that, and then take this and then put it into the next column, and then it's in progress. So right now, I know that, hey, someone is working on this. Someone's taken responsibility for this item, and then we can always check back to see what their progress is on that. And when it's done, you can just take this task and put it in the done column. So it's really flexible and nice. And we also have a feature, so say this is in progress, but for some reason I just I'm stuck by something. I can click here and mark it blocked, and then other people that are in this work group know that I'm having a problem finishing this task and I need help. And I can go to this issue setting and add an issue and say, what is that associated with that specific task, and say what the problem is. So here I can say what the issue is. Maybe I need some help with the research. I can write that in, and then associate with the specific project and the specific task, and then add a note about what problem I have, and then someone else can help me with it. So I can either assign it to someone to specifically help me with it, so they know about it, or I can just do a general call to people to help me with it. So that's a useful feature.
Can I throw something in quickly? Which it goes back to the sociocracy and how we're organizing our work. And actually, one of the things is it does seem like one of our pilot site people did change the headings on this, so we have to be careful because I think we change them for everyone. But instead of priority, it says beginning, and the reason we only want 10 in there is because they haven't been begun. So we want to be sure that we're setting realistic priorities, and if you have more than 10 in your priorities, they're not all real priorities at the moment. But another aspect is we really have been really anxious to have some project management software like this for a long time, because a lot of what we have to do is really the same across locations and across goals. We have a lot of really similar tasks. So the more we can show our real tasks that we're doing, other projects that are similar don't have to reinvent that task list. Mm-hmm. And then also I did want to share a way that we're approaching things. You saw that we have things split into operations and governance. A lot of pilot sites are going to have really similar spheres of work: tech, social, legal, communications. So we've learned from our sociocracy trainer about how to set up fractal organizations, and we really, I love how he said this. He said we need to learn how to do good governance. We sort of lost that ability in the society, and until we have good governance, we have the infantile form of government. And I really like that. So I like the idea of growing up in our governance. But so each community will have their operations groups meeting, but then we'll have regularly scheduled meetings that are meta. So representatives from all the operations groups will get together, on a web meeting or something, and share best practices, but we'll also have a representative to our governing body. So we want to always be sure we have good double linking, and really always build in a lot of time and capacity for people to give and get technical assistance from one another. Okay, I'll give it back to you. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. So, for example, if you want to create another project, it's really easy. You can just hit the plus button and add the project here. This is the Madison pilot site, and so right now there's 3 projects under that, and we're slowly onboarding our pilot sites to be using this platform more. So you'll see some that have 0 tasks right now. So they will hopefully be filled out in the very near future. And then if you go into a specific project, you can create new tasks by just clicking this create button, and then you just fill out the information, what the task is. You can assign it to someone. If someone needs to review the work after it's done, you can say who's reviewing it, if there's a deadline or not, any search tags. This is a collaborative pad, so you can add information in here. It's sort of like a Google Doc, or you can just put a link in here to a Google Doc if you prefer that. If it's a task that's part of a project, you can also create an announcement and it'll go into the marketplace, so other people see that need, if there's no one specifically that has taken up that task. If you work on the task, you can add an item here and say, what kind of work you did, how much time you spent on it, and who it was done by, and when you did it. And then this information can then create a timesheet or an invoice. So like if you are working on a project that will pay you time bank hours to work on it, you can keep track of your time here and then invoice for that time and have the project pay you time bank hours or mutual credit or whatever agreement was made. So that's also a great feature. There's delegation, and so here is you can create a hierarchy. So parent task, if this isn't the top level task. So say you have a specific project that has a step, but it had like there's three steps to it, like you're building some shelves for a particular store, local nonprofit or something like that. And so those shelves, first you need to buy the material. Maybe you need to raise some money to buy the material and then build it. So you have 3 steps. So you can make the parent task might be like the overall construction of like these shelves, and then the task underneath that would be the delegated task of raise some money, buy the materials, and then construct it, and then those would be the delegated task underneath it. So that's to organize things.
Here's a question.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris, at the top of this screen here, we have the little workflow thing at the top, back burner beginning. Does this indicate progress of the project, or is this the task, and can you move things using those controls right there?
So this is the task and what stage it's in. Usually when you're creating, it's in the beginning, but in the very first stage. But you can start it in any stage, and you just click on it.
And you can move to any stage by doing that. Okay.
This way too. So instead of doing the drag and drop view that you saw earlier, you can go into the task and also do that with an already task. And then you can delegate this task. So say it's assigned to you, but you can't do it. You can click on this button and then, which I don't have it filled out, but then assign it to someone else to do. So say there's a tech need and I know I can't fulfill it, but I can delegate it to Tim because I know he has some extra time and the expertise to do it. I can do that. Some extra info, so we can create starting and ending dates if we want a Gantt chart view. There's different views over here, which you can see. We're not using a lot of the Gantt chart view right now, so I don't have much to show you even in that view. But I'm sure we will use it more and more.
It's like a flow chart that shows things that have to be done before other things.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it looks like a bar graph almost, but it has the time when different tasks should take place, and so you can keep track of your timing, and then you can add your partners on your task here. So so that pretty much lays out that, and I'll go into one of these tasks here. You can see a little bit more what it looks like when it's filled out. So here's a description, and here's some work summary, which
we put links to Google Docs there just to, I put it there early on when the description field wasn't working, but also it's nice and visible, so people just seeing the project can just go click on the link. So it's not the best place for those, but it's not the worst place for them.
So you can get a little idea of what it looks like, and then as tasks are changed, it creates a log down here, so you can see as tasks are done and who does them, and keeps track of that. So that's nice.
I want to share a little bit more context about this platform too, which is this is created by a group in France called Valera, and it's being used by some large companies. So it's really built to be used by, for extensive projects. It has client relation management pieces to it. It's a bit overbuilt for what many of us will need it for, but that's probably good.
Mm-hmm. We're not stressing it at all, that's for sure.
Okay, you can take it again, Chris.
So, so right now you can see the view in the back end, and this is the view that we'll be working with, and then we're creating a forward-facing view, so it'll be on the front part of the website, so you won't have to go back here. But this is what we're using right now as we continue to build out the platform. And I think that's most of what I wanted to show today. Are there questions or comments?
So are you doing this work yourself, or is this pretty much how it looked when you started using Valera?
So Valera is helping, and they developed the extensions that we're using. So this is based off of Odoo, which is was an open source, is an open core platform, and then we had custom modules from Valero that they made and developed. We've been using those. We're also continuing to add additional functionality like the front end project view. So there are a group of coders that, including myself, that are working to debug and continue to build out things, and we'll continue to add more capacity as in that field. So if you know people that are interested in helping, we're appreciate it. We are open source with all of our software, so we have a GitHub repository which holds all our code, and it's open and people can view it all over the world and also contribute to it all over the world. So,
is there any kind of connection with WordPress at all?
So our public forward-facing site is WordPress. So this is a WordPress site at mutualaidnetwork.org.
Okay.
So this is the only connection with WordPress we have. The mutual aid platform is Odoo based, and that's a Python. It's written in Python. I'm not sure how technical you want me to get about it, but it's Python built, and that
PostgreSQL
has a PostgreSQL database for the backend.
So is it like a plugin that goes into your WordPress site?
No, it's a completely separate platform.
Yeah, we host it, independently. We've got hosting for the whole setup here, and we host both the WordPress and the Odoo sites.
And one of the plans that we were developing during the summit, and we're hoping to connect in with Detroit on this too, is several of our pilot sites are aiming to create a program to build up the skills for developing code, both for this and for things that would operate around it. We especially want to hear, well, actually most of the pilot sites who are interested focus on young people coming up through our youth court program, a lot of people who don't often get access to technical skill development. And so it would be Jackson, Mississippi, Madison, Wisconsin, and St. Louis, and then we're hoping Detroit also, just because we have a lot of really solid partnerships and potential partnerships there. So creating a mutual aid network that's about building this as an enterprise for young people, and again, hiring young people to build the kind of economy that is fun and useful to them. So ideally they'd be making games and apps and stuff too. And I just want to actually take that as a segue into some of the things that we want to connect this with. So this is one component of our tech toolkit, and we have other things that we're looking to link up with this. So this is a new network. Many of us are part of long-standing exchange networks, like I'm part of the Dane County Time Bank, and many people here are, and parts of other kinds of time banks and exchange systems. So we're also working to begin creating APIs so the different exchanges can communicate with this one. So ultimately what I want to be able to do, and we aren't there yet, but we aim to be at a place where I could look at my account and it would show credits that I've earned in all different kinds of networks because the softwares are connecting. So there's work that we have to do to make that happen. Also, we're working with people who've created some value flow mapping software. And what we want to do is start having a situation where data gets pulled into something like that. So when there are standing offers and needs in a system, we can see at a glance potential value flows that could be happening, but their software also shows gaps in production. So say, we know we need this much meeting space, this much commercial kitchen space, we need this many pounds of food to meet the needs of everyone in a given area. That their software can show what's already logged and then show where there are gaps in local production, and eventually we want to be equipped very well to have mutual aid networks spring up to fill gaps in resources. So we have a big gap in caregiving right now, and we have a gap in coding, and we have gaps in food access in certain places, and the more readily we can make that visible, the more we can have materials and have communications materials to get people to participate in filling those gaps and distributing resources equitably. So that's it for what I wanted to add to that. Questions or comments on anything? I do want to welcome people to participate in the tech work group if you're interested in this stuff. We need more techies. We need people who know how to do Odoo and Python especially, but we also need people who are users who are willing to be looking at how to make this stuff more useful and record your experience and engage in that way.
Yeah, tell us what we haven't gotten right yet.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else on the tech piece? Because we can end this sooner instead of going all the way till 2. Any other questions or comments or things you want to share before we do checkout, Chris?
No, I think that's all. That shows the functionality and what most users will deal with on a regular basis when they're using the platform. So, of course, if you have questions or comments or ways to improve it, you can contact us. You can add information into the forums that are there. All great ways.
Is there something I missed where you can donate items?
Yep, that's the marketplace. So in this marketplace, you can say, create a new announcement and say, hey, I have a table I don't need. Say it's an offer. Put in that you have a table, maybe a description of the table. You can upload a picture about it. Put it in a category where that would maybe it goes under household.
I guess I was thinking more like you talked about libraries that you could check out tools.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to say these are the tools that are available through the checkout process or something?
You can do the same thing. Maybe you have a tool library. You can say, offering a tool library, list the description of the different things, and you can keep track of that here as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when I was first starting the time bank, we used to say it's like a babysitting co-op, but for everything. And now I say with this, it's like a time bank, but for everything. But I'm money stuff. So how about if we check out now? If you have any burning question, you're welcome to ask it now, and otherwise we'll use it as our time to sign off. And since Blair missed your introductions, you could, when you check out, at least let him know where you are so he knows the geographic spread here. So we'll start with the online people. Teray?
Yeah, so this all sounds wonderful. I'm excited about everything you're doing, and still, want to probably have a few more questions. I can ask Kurt, I guess. Did you want me to say like who I am, for Blair's sake?
Yeah,
is that what you're
I
saying?
think that'd be nice.
Okay, so I'm Teray Foster. I live in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, somewhere between Milwaukee and Madison. And I have a network of websites that I call Hub Ohm, and I'm Hub Ohm with a hyphen, and hubohm.com. And so I'm looking at this as, I'm looking to see if there's a way to integrate instead of reinventing the wheel. Of course, we can just integrate everybody's projects worldwide and make it all work together. And so that's what I'm looking to do.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Kurt?
Yeah, Kurt Roskoff, again, on the working board of Humans, and I'm in the town of Lisbon, which neighbors Pewaukee, where Ture is at, and I'm always just appreciative of all the progress and seeing, new names and new people coming into what Humans is and what the individual pilot sites are. So I'm just looking forward to more of the activities and work groups and continuing the work on this. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Kathy?
Hi, I'm Kathy Shea. I actually live out near Casanova, but I work in Middleton, Madison area, so I'm there a lot. And I'm just interested in learning. I really like this concept and would like to learn more, like how to plug in, possibly to put together some kind of workshop, collective, cooperative type of a thing. So I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Chris? He's still on mute.
Yep, my name is Chris Petit. I live in Chicago for another day, and I will be moving to Madison tomorrow. So that will be exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to ask questions in the forum, or if you have any other questions, you can email us at support@mutualaidnetwork.org or info@mutualaidnetwork.org. And thanks everyone for attending. Are there other people online on the phone? Yeah.
Oh, on the phone? Anyone on the phone? Okay, and then we have Leander.
Hello and goodbye. Last hour in Madison, last month in the US. Back to the UK.
Wow.
All right. Blair?
I don't have much to share. I'm really excited to be here, wondering how the grassroots organizations that I work with and our collective might tune in. How do we get over whatever the cultural barriers that exist for co-ops, and what does co-op look like in the African community? So I'm just really interested to see how we might, work our way through some of those issues.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Tim Dalton. It's great for me. I wanted to mention to Ture, your website looks really fun and interesting. Look forward to spending some time in there. And we really want to encourage people to give us feedback on these things as you try to use them, as you try to make use of it. I'm working with Chris, although he's doing the bulk of it these days, and we're just trying to get this better organized and make it more functional for everyone. So we're looking for input.
Cool. Laura? Yeah, so I'm excited to start using this to record some of my hours from the last
Here.
10
years.
Well, not that. I'm going to be excited to see the invoicing functionality and stuff when that is ready to be used. So it's nice to finally have this, as a real thing instead of just this theoretical thing that we talk about.
Yes, I agree. And for my checkout, I do want to share. This is cool. How close to home people are at this web meeting, and actually most of them we've had people from really far away, like as Julia said, Croatia last time, Israel, Argentina. New Zealand, we've had a lot of people from New Zealand on these calls, so it's nice to have one that's close to home, and it's cool to see the different groups that show up each time. So we'll be doing this again next month. Feel free to tell your friends and neighbors who would like to engage. And thanks a lot for joining. Thanks for leading us through that, Chris.
Yeah, you're getting real good at this, Chris.
No problem. Glad to help.
And best of luck with your move, and I look forward to talking with all of you more in the future. Thanks.
Great.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.